Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals. So today we are working on lot 66 of action and suspense books. If you're interested in any of these books and you want to purchase from me, because my name's Tammy, I own a used bookstore. If you're new to my channel, you can contact me through Minda's Bookstore and More on Facebook through Messenger, or you can email me at tammysmakeuptreats@gmail.com. And I could set your order up in Etsy and you can go pick it up. I could send you the link, or you can go look up my store name and find your special order. So with that, or if you don't like to read off of real books and you rather have a Kindle or a Nook or another gadget, you can also use me as a resource center to find good books, because I like reading the synopsises of 10 books per video. So that way you can go out there and find the books that I talk about, because I love books and I have such a variety in my bookstore. So anyways, we have book number 1. These are all going to be $2.50 a piece. And these are larger softback books. So they're all softbacks today. So the first book we have is called Serpent by Clive Cussler with Paul Campricos. If I butcher the name, sorry. It's a 1999 copyright. And this is what the book is about. On the bottom of the icy sea of Nantucket lies the battered remains of an Italian luxury liner, Andrea Doria. But few know that within its bowels rests a priceless pre-Columbian antiquity, a treasure that now holds the key to a puzzle that is costing people their lives. For Kurt Austin, the leader of a courageous National Underwater Marine Agency, NUMA, exploration team, the killing begins when he makes the daring rescue of a beautiful marine archaeologist. The target of a powerful Texas industrialist named Heugten, Nina Karov, was attacked off the coast of Morocco after her discovery of a carved stone head that may prove Christopher Columbus was not the first European to discover America. Soon, Kurt and Nina embark on a deadly mission to uncover Heugten's masterful plan, an insidious scheme that would have him carve out a new nation from the southwest United States and Mexico and ride to power on a wave of death and destruction. With Austin's elite Numa crew attacking the murderous conspiracy from different sides, an extraordinary truth emerges that Columbus may have made a fifth unknown voyage to America in search of a magnificent treasure, and that a silent steel hull of the Andrea Doria not only holds the answer to what the explorer may have found, but the fate of the United States itself. So that is book number 1. Book number 2, we have House of Sand and Fog by Andrea Dubus 3. Soon to be a motion picture. I have not seen it if it is, but this was an Oprah Book Club pick. This is a 1999 copyright, and this is what the book is about. In this riveting novel of almost unbearable suspense, 3 fragile yet determined people become dangerously entangled in a relentlessly escalating crisis. Colonel Behrani, once a wealthy man in Iran, is now a struggling immigrant willing to bet everything he has to restore his family's dignity. Kathy Nicola is a troubled woman whose house is all she has left and who refuses to let her hard-won stability slip away from her. Sheriff Lester Burden, a married man who finds himself falling in love with Kathy, becomes obsessed with helping her fight for justice. Drawn by their competing desires to the same small house in the California hills and doomed by their tragic inability to understand one another, the 3 converge in an explosive collision course, combining unadorned realism and profound empathy. House of Sand and Fog marks the arrival of a major new voice in American fiction. So there you go, book number 2. Book number 3, we have Dread Champion by Brandilyn Collins. And this is a 2002 copyright. And this is what the book is about. As a juror for a murder trial, Chelsea may rely on the only evidence, and the circumstantial evidence is strong. Darren killed his wife, or did he? The trial is a nightmare for Chelsea. The other jurors belittle her Christian faith as testimony unfolds, truth and secrets blur. Chelsea's visiting niece stumbles into pearls surrounding the case, and Chelsea cannot protect her. God sends visions, frightening, vivid. But what do they mean? Even as Chelsea finds out, what can she do? She is helpless and danger is closing in. Masterfully crafted, Dread Champion is a novel in which appearances can deceive and the unknown can transform the meaning of known facts. One man's guilt or innocence is just a single link of a chain of hidden evil, and God uses the unlikeliest of people to accomplish his purposes. This sounds very interesting. So there is book number 3. Book number 4 is called Drive by James Sallis. This is a 2005 copyright. And it says, driver works as a stunt driver by day and a getaway driver by night. He drives, that's all, until he's double-crossed. And that's all you get about this book. I think I've had this book before. I think I got a couple of them. So if you see some repeats, it's because I have more than one copy. So that is book number 4. Book number 5. This one is called Last Resort by Hannah Alexander. This is a 2005 copyright, and I do go through and clean my books and check them. This one's got marker in the front, but you will have the whole story because I do not like ripped out pages. So I check everything to make sure you get the best book to my ability. Okay. It was a story to put Hideaway, Missouri in the national headlines. A missing child, Clarissa Cooper, 12, vanishes near her home, abducted, evidence suggests by someone close to her. A woman in crisis, Noelle Cooper, races back to her hometown to help in the search. In the effort to save her young cousin, she steps into a web of secrets that has haunted her family for generations. A man of faith, Nathan Trask will do anything to protect Noelle from danger. Noelle's childhood friend, he may be much more if she dares to turn to him. So there you go. Book number 5. Book number 6. We have Saving Max. What would you do if your son were accused of murder? This is by Antoinette Van Heugten. This is a 2010 copyright. And this is what the book's about. Attorney Danielle Parkman knows her teenage son's Max's behavior is getting worse, using drugs and lashing out. But she can't accept the diagnosis she receives at the top-notch adolescent psychiatric facility that her son is deeply disturbed and dangerous. Until she finds Max unconscious and bloodied beside a patient who was brutally stabbed to death. Trapped in a world of doubt and fear, barred from contacting Max, Danielle clings to the belief that her son is innocent. But she too has lost touch with reality. Is her son really a killer? With the justice system bearing down on them, Danielle steels herself to discover the truth no matter what it is. She'll do whatever it takes to find the killer and to save her son from being destroyed by a system that's all too eager to convict him. That sounds good too. Book 6. Book number 7, we have Warning Signs by Stephen White. This is a 2002 copyright. It's got some aged edging pages. And this is what it's about. The brutal slaying of Boulder's controversial DA strikes deep in the heart of everything clinical psychologist Alan Gregory holds dear. After all, Gregory's wife Lauren worked for the dead man. But the bloody body is just in a series of high-voltage incidents and a gripping story of crime and punishment, tragedy and retribution, and of human beings being caught in the shattering crossfire, forces beyond their control, forces sometimes within themselves. Taut, penetrating, terrifying warning signs is everything you've come to expect from Stephen White. Pitch-perfect suspense that mines new realms of psychological terror and transfixes from first page to last. So there you go. Book 7. Book number 8. We have The Dress Lodger by Sheri Holman. This is a 2000 copyright. This is what the book's about. In Sunderland, England, a city quarantined by the cholera epidemic of 1831, a defiant 15-year-old beauty in an elegant blue dress makes her way between shadow and lamplight. A potter's assistant by day and dress lodger by night, Justine sells herself for necessity in a rented gown, scrimping 2 feet and protect her only love, her fragile baby boy. She holds a glimmer of hope after meeting Dr. Henry Shiver, a prisoner of his own dark past. But in a world where suspicion of medicine runs rampant like a fever, the 2 lost souls will become irrevocably linked as each crosses lines between rich and destitute, decorum and abandon, damnation and salvation. By turns tender and horrifying, The Dress Lodger is a captivating historical thriller charged with a distinctly modern voice. That sounds interesting too. So there you go. Book number 8. Book number 9, we have Placebo by James Stevens. This is a 2012 copyright. And this is what the book is about. While investigating a controversial neurological research program, expose filmmaker Jevon Banks is drawn to a far-reaching conspiracy involving one of the world's largest pharmaceutical firms. He seeks answers about the questionable mind-to-mind communication program and answers to his own family tragedy. Rooted in groundbreaking science, Placebo explores the far reaches of science, consciousness, and faith. This taut, intelligent, and emotionally gripping new thriller for master storyteller Stephen James will keep you flipping pages late into the night. Woo. So there's book 9. And the last book for today is going to be, this is winner of the Edgar Allan Poe Award. This is called Dubby Co by Francis O'Rourke Dowell. It's got some writing in the front. This is a 2000 copyright, and this is what it's about. My name is Dovey Co, and I reckon if you don't matter if you like me or not, I'm here to lay the record straight, to let you know them folks saying I done a terrible thing are liars. Excuse me, I aim to prove it too. I hated Parnell Carey as much as the next person, but I didn't kill him. Dovey says what's on her mind, so it's no secret she can't stand Parnell Caraway. Parnell may be the son of the richest man in town, but he's mean and snobby, and Dovey can't stand the fact that he's courting her sister Caroline. Or the way he treats her brother Amos, as if he were stupid just because he can't hear. So when Parnell turns up dead and Dovey's in the room where his body is discovered, she soon finds herself on trial for murder. Can the outspoken Dovey sit still and trust city slicker lawyer who's still wet behind the ears to get her out of the biggest mess of her life? That sounds really good. So there you go. All 10 books of the day. Everything will be in the description below. If you need to find the authors and the stories yourself, no matter what you use to read, books are awesome. Love books. Always have, always will. So with that, whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one. And I'll see you soon. Bye.